I used to be 243 pounds and I hated working out, like really hated it. I'd go to the gym, walk on the treadmill for like 20 minutes, look around, think about lifting weights, and then I'd go home every single time. Fast forward 3 years and I work out every single day, and I'm going to share a workout with you today using my Tonal home gym, but it's not about the equipment. It is about breaking down the barriers and no more excuses. If you've got a barrier in your life that feels unbeatable, stick around because I promise there's a version of this that works for you too. I used to have so many excuses, and yeah, some of them were legitimate. I am a busy mom. I have 3 kids. They were really little at the time. I couldn't just leave them alone. It was really hard for me to find time to go to a gym. I had trouble finding clothes that fit me. I had trouble getting tennis shoes that could fit my fat feet, and I couldn't even tie them because I couldn't bend over and reach over my big belly to tie my shoes. When I finally let go of all those excuses, when I finally quit waiting for the motivation to find me, that's when I found success. 3 years ago, I started on a GLP-1 and it changed everything for me, changed my life completely. I had hit rock bottom. I was so tired of living my life in a body that didn't match the spirit inside, and I was willing to do whatever it took to change that. So I started walking on day 1. I started getting outside and moving my body, and I learned that movement is a gift. And today I want to share just a workout with you. This is totally unscripted, and I just want to work out, move my body, and share a little bit of the story behind how I broke down the barriers that I had and completely changed my life. And whatever barriers you're facing, I want you to walk away with this with the motivation and the knowledge that you too can get rid of those excuses. You don't have to wait for motivation, that you can change your life one step at a time. All right, I'm ready to do my workout. I'm going to do a 30-minute full body workout today, and I've never done like a whole workout on a video before, so we're going to see how this goes. I'm just doing a one-off workout. A lot of the times I will do programs where I'm doing a program where they prescribe certain workouts for each day of the week. Right now, I'm kind of on a break from doing a program, so I just picked a workout for my full body because that's what I need to work out for today. And we always start with a warm-up, so here we go. Okay, we're starting with our warm-up here, and the instructors do talk and give you instructions. I have it off just because it's kind of hard to hear, so I can kind of pay attention. And I have done enough workouts on Tonal that I'm pretty familiar with them, so I am just going along with it here. They always start with a warm-up, which I appreciate, and the warm-ups will depend on kind of what you're doing. This is just kind of some gentle stretching here, getting ready. All right. One thing I love about Tonal is that you can choose programs that work for your fitness level. And I think that is really key when you're starting to work out. Is some people, if you're anything like me, I am somebody who's like a go-getter. And I will jump headfirst into something and go all in for one day. And then I will feel like I'm almost dying. And then I won't be able to work out. And if you're anything like that, don't do that when you're starting to work out. When you're starting to work out, it is so much better to go gentle and to figure out how you can move your body in a way that is not going to leave you so sore that you can't sit on the toilet the next day. I am speaking from experience here. If you are starting from a place where you were really sedentary, really inactive, very overweight, like I was, I had over 100 pounds to lose. I barely moved throughout the day. I mean, I had young kids, so I was moving around with my kids, but that's about it. You can be really gentle with yourself and take it easy. You don't have to go all in. There's no rush. And I think that was really a gift to myself when I started working out. I just started moving a little bit every day, and any bit of movement I considered a win. When I started walking, I didn't put any like arbitrary goals on it. I didn't say, oh, I got to be able to walk this fast or walk this far. I just said, I want to go out the door and walk. All right, the warm-up's done, and we're going to get started with a mini sumo squat. Okay, let's talk about my Tonal because people always ask about it. Okay, so the Tonal is a smart home gym. It is an all-in-one machine. It does have some accessories. I'll share those as I use them. These are the handles that are on here right now. They allow you to do so many moves. I think it's like 300 something moves that you can do on it. And honestly, I can't think of anything I can't do on the Tonal that I would want to be able to do. But I'm not super into the gym. I haven't been to a gym in years, so take that with a grain of salt. I first used a Tonal while we were visiting family, and I remember the first time I used it, I fell in love. Literally the first time I used it, I knew that this was a piece of equipment that was going to help me meet my goals. This was about 8 months before I started on a GLP-1 and started really changing my life in earnest. But it kind of planted the seeds and got the ball rolling and was definitely a part of my journey in getting started. These smart handles allow me to turn on and off the weight with the click of a button. That's how I'm turning on the weight. I turn it off when I switch hands. Here I go again for side 2.
Shit.
Okay. So once I used it at my brother-in-law's house, I asked him about it and he told me, hey, this is not a financial decision. This is ridiculously expensive, but it is a health decision. And for him, he was trying to make it so that he could work out easily with no excuses. And I learned that for me, that was going to be a big part of my journey too. I needed a way to work out without some of the barriers that were getting in my head, without having to put on workout clothes, without having to put on shoes, without having to go somewhere and leave my kids. So working out on Tonal allowed me to wake up in the morning, walk downstairs while my kids were still sleeping, and work out in my pajamas. And that was such a key for me that I didn't have to worry about what I looked like or clothes, because I couldn't find clothes that fit comfortably. I wasn't comfortable in anything, and I always hated going to the gym and putting on clothes. I couldn't find shoes that really fit my feet. So being able to work out barefoot, which I still prefer to do, was huge.
Yeah. Get down. No.
I actually bought my Tonal used because I found a really great deal on it. The person who had bought it had it for like a month before she had like an elbow injury and had to have surgery. So it had actually never been used. So we were able to pay significantly less for it. It does void the warranty when you purchase it secondhand. And one thing I have to say about Tonal is that they have consistently great customer service. I have never had a question or something that I was curious about with my Tonal or a suggestion for them that went unanswered. They've always been really quick to respond. In the 3 years that we've had our Tonal, we've had like one problem with it, and a quick Google search was able to solve that problem. And that's that sometimes these cables will just start this random clicking, and the fix for it is to just pull it all the way out and then let it back in. So it's a really quick, easy fix, but it's really impressive that a machine like this complex that is so heavy duty really hasn't had any issue. We've got a quick rest, and then we're going to repeat that for block 2. My husband has always been into fitness and working out. And in the beginning of our marriage, we would go to the gym together and work out. And it was fun to do that together. But it was never something that I enjoyed. I enjoyed it only because it was a social thing. And for me, fitness has always been more social rather than thinking about it as like working on my body or getting more fit or building muscle or anything like that. So I loved group exercise classes, Zumba, yoga, Pilates, all the things. So worked out at home together, and we would do Tony Horton's P90X. We were kind of obsessed with it. It was super fun, but it was fun not because we were working out, but because we could laugh and do it together. It was like a shared experience. And for me, I just was always waiting for motivation to strike. Like, just waiting for the day when I would be like, yeah, it's working out. Sounds great. Let's go do that. Where I would choose to work out over watching a show on TV or something. And unfortunately for me, that never happened. I'm working at a pretty quick pace here, so I'm definitely getting out of breath and working up a little sweat. All right, mini sumo squats again. Here we go.
Oh. Okay.
Tonal sometimes does where you're doing a certain number of reps. It gives you a rep count. Sometimes it is timed. This particular workout that I'm doing is more like a high intensity workout. So it is time-based. So it's giving me like 30 to 45 seconds to do an exercise. And I do as many reps as I can. It suggests a weight for me. 9 times out of 10, Tonal picks the perfect weight. I don't know how it does it, but it is smart and uses its smart skills to pick the perfect weight for just what I need that day. So I'm talking a lot about my Tonal because I'm working out with it and people are always asking me about it. But do you have to have expensive gym equipment to work out, be fit, be healthy? Absolutely not. Saying that you can't work out because you don't have the right equipment is just another excuse in my book, but it is an excuse nonetheless. You can use whatever you have. If you have access to a gym, great, go use it. If you don't, find a way to work out at home. Do you have dumbbells? If you do, great, use them. If you don't, find something else. Do you have bands? Use those. Do you have soup cans? Use those. We live in a world where not having a certain piece of equipment is no excuse. You can use AI to tell it exactly what you have in your house and get it to design a workout for you. You basically have a personal trainer at your fingertips. And that's not to say having a real personal trainer wouldn't be a good investment, because I do think if you can afford it, absolutely, that could be good too. But we can use whatever we have available to make strides to get more healthy. Okay, here we go with mountain climbers. I don't know if I'll be able to talk through these. Definitely getting my heart rate up in this workout. Most of the workouts that I'm doing these days are more focused on building muscle. And so they are more heavy lifting with more rest in between them. This workout that I'm doing now is more like the workouts that I did at the beginning when I was just getting started with strength training, where I didn't want to cause too much stress on any one muscle, and I just wanted to give my body a taste of movement. This kind of workout is fantastic. We've got a quick rest, and I thought this would be a good time to remind you to go ahead and like this video. And if you like this kind of content, leave me a comment and let me know if you want more fitness workout videos. What kind of video would you like to see? I know there are some people who genuinely do like working out, and for those people, that is fantastic. I love that for them. Unfortunately, that is just never going to be the case for me. And I think when I realized that and was able to make peace with that, that's when I really found success, because I could realize, hey, I might not like working out, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so let's talk about what it looks like to get started with working out. Yeah. For me, what it looked like was just doing enough so that I could start to build a habit. I think building the habit of consistently exercising and moving your body is so much more important than getting hung up on what exactly to do. Putting in the effort up front to find exercise and movement that you enjoy enough that you can do consistently, that is accessible to you, whether that is making sure that you're finding something that works with the current body that you have or the current barriers in your life, whether that's you don't have a car so you can't go to the gym, or you have small children, or you have knee problems. All of those things are legitimate barriers, and we just have to find a way around them. So putting some time and effort into planning around those things for the life you actually have, that effort is a much better use of your time than like hemming and hawing and doing research over what workout program you're going to do or what body part you're going to work on. All of that is ancillary. That can come later. I think first, just focus on how are you going to make movement happen And how can you make it happen on a regular basis? I am not ready for these mountain climbers again, but here we go. When you are starting to work out, I think having a mix of some different things is really helpful. For me, I was walking, but it's a great place to start for just about anybody. If you can't walk because of knee problems or you're just too big to walk, you get too out of breath, whatever it is, you can do steps sitting down. There are ways to modify it. And again, ChatGPT and AI are your friend in figuring out what can you do based on your abilities. And there is something for everybody. Movement is accessible to just about every single one of us. You might just have to put in a little bit of work to find what is going to work for you. When I first started, my workout routine looked like this. I woke up every day and I walked. Started out like a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk around my block. And once I could do that comfortably, I added in a little bit more distance. I added in another walk at lunchtime. I added in another walk at dinner time. And just focused on doing what I could, adding a little bit here and there. I started out doing 20-minute workouts on my Tonal. Tonal has some workouts called 20 in 20, and they are 5-day-a-week, 20-minute workouts. I did not do them 5 days a week. I did them like 2 or 3 times a week, but they were enough of a workout that I felt like I worked my body, but not enough of a workout that I was discouraged and sore and didn't want to work out the next time I was ready to work out. I also wanted to make sure I was doing some sort of stretching, yoga, Pilates, and I did that probably 2 or 3 times a week also. And Tonal has a lot of options for yoga and Pilates. Again, they have different levels. You can do beginner, intermediate, or advanced. And they didn't have these when I started, but they now have Pilates loops, which are really cool. And I did a lot of Pilates reformer classes, and the Pilates loops really simulate the reformer in a really great way. So much so that I quit doing club Pilates. It's pretty expensive. And now if I want to get that same stretch, I can do it on the Tonal. Here we go again, another set. I don't want to see another sumo squat for as long as I live. But I'm not a quitter, so here I go. We are pet sitting right now. That's Stella, our neighbor's little Frenchie, who's here with us for the week. While they are on vacation, my daughter loves dogs. We actually have no pets right now. We actually did just get a fish. We have a fish named Frank Sinatra. He's a mustard gas beta.
Right, see.
Like,
See.
but Stella is a real cutie patootie. And she's so fun to have, and she's so cute. It's hanging out with me while I work out. Okay. So my workouts definitely changed as I lost weight and became stronger, became more fit, became more able to do more. And I think the key was just adding in more and more as I was able, where it always felt just on the edge of being comfortable. And I want to challenge myself, but I don't want to struggle with it, because I think struggling for me would kill my motivation. Here we go again. Last time, I hope, for the mountain climbers. Okay, I track my workouts with my Apple Watch. For me, it's super motivating. Even in the beginning when I would just do workouts, even in the beginning when I just did walking for my workouts, I was tracking it on my watch. The Apple Watch lets you set like a move calorie goal. It's how many calories you're burning based on your movement. It lets you set an exercise goal, which is how many minutes you're moving. And then you have a stand goal and a step goal. And so I can look at all those things, and any one number isn't really like the end all and be all for me, but it's more about the trends over time. Okay, we finally have a new exercise. We're gonna do the rotational row. Here we go.
That.
Okay, so my Apple Watch is not, of course, like spot on accurate. I don't know if you do some scientific research on it. Maybe it's not completely accurate, but I have been using it for 3+ years, and I just go by like the trends of it and use it directionally as a guideline. And I know that when I was 243 pounds, I could burn a lot of calories with very little movement. And my heart rate would get so raised up just from walking that I was moving a lot of calories. So my move calorie goal was 800 calories at the time. Now I am in a body less than half the size of what I was. I currently weigh about 120 pounds. And my move calorie goal is half of what it was when I started. It is about 400 move calories. So if you are setting goals on your fitness tracker, you'll have to kind of adjust as you go along losing weight in your journey. My exercise minutes, I also changed as I lost weight. When I first started, I started out with an exercise goal of 90 minutes a day. I walked really, really slow. I think my mile was like 25 or 28 minutes when I started. So it took me a long time to get the same distance. Now, at a leisurely pace, if I'm just kind of taking a stroll outside, it's like a 16, 17 minute mile. I can also run now. I can do things that I couldn't do before. Okay, we made it to the cool down. So my exercise goal is 45 minutes now. Again, it's about half of what it used to be at my highest weight. I am half the person that I used to be. All right, quick little cool down. After I work out, I try to get in some protein and my creatine. Creatine is not something that I started using from the very beginning, but it is something that I started using. I was probably 100 pounds down, and when I really started focusing on growing muscles, and my husband encouraged me to use it, and I can say that it definitely made my muscles look bigger. I always say that creatine gave me muscles, and my husband says, don't say that because I work out too. So you do have to work out. It's not magic, but pairing creatine with your strength training workouts can make your muscles look better. You definitely want to check with your doctor. I know my mom can't take creatine because she has kidney disease. So it's something you definitely want to check with your doctor about before you take. For my protein, I almost always do a Health Code chocolate macadamia nut protein shake. I am obsessed with this protein. It's the only protein that I like. And it's funny because sometimes I'll recommend things and people will tell me they don't like those things that I recommend. But Health Code is one thing that every single person who has tried it loves it. So try it if you think you don't like protein. I like to make my protein shake super thick like a milkshake, so it feels like a yummy, delicious treat after I work out and helps me get that boost of protein that I need. Step!